Hello guys, welcome to your 7th tutorial on how to create a website from scratch. And we are creating our quiz website, and we've got to this stage where we need a form for the sign in. So a form is just inputs which you give to the user for the user to enter information into. So we're going to create something similar to what is on Facebook sign in page. So you're going to create an email field and a password field, and we'll bring a button. So this is how validation works on the internet. So you first get the credentials from the HTML form, then you send the credentials through JavaScript to a PHP file, which will check with the MySQL database that we created in the previous tutorial, and it will check in the table to see if your credentials actually exist, and it will return from the PHP back to the JavaScript, and the JavaScript will manipulate the HTML for us to see what is going on. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're starting from HTML form. So how do we do forms? It's very simple. I showed you what tags were in the HTML tutorial video. So we have to create a tag called a form tag. Okay, so in this tag we need inputs. So form is an opening and closing tag, but input is not an opening and closing tag. So we need inputs, and we need to set attributes to the input tag. The first attribute is the type of input, and it's email. So we're gonna get an email, and also we're gonna get the okay, we can just leave it as this and just bring a slash and end it this way. And you can also give an input and a type to password, right? Then you bring and we end it this way. So now we're done with our form, and we need our button. So we can just put it after the form or even before the form. It won't make any difference. So we need our button for the sign in. So sign in. All right. So let's see how it looks like. Let's see how our form looks like. So type localhost, then your website will pop up. Then you click on the website. So this is how our form looks like now. We have our email, and we have our password, and we have our sign in. But then let's put placeholders like hints, so that you can tell the user that there's an email field, and we can also tell the user that there's a password field. All right, so you get a type of the input, and you get a placeholder of the input. So let's save it. Always remember to save. Then you refresh your browser. You see the placeholder shows, and it actually lets you know that there's an email field and it's a password field. One thing I also want to add is a div before the form, or you can even put it in the form, just a div tag, and just this tag will be used for errors. So this tag will display any errors for us. So okay, so this tag will be used to display whether our email was wrong or our password was wrong, and this is a comment. Okay, so let me explain what comments are in a short time. Comments help you know what is going on the page. It helps you know what was written here, and it helps you know what the line is doing, or whatever you want to tell the one reading the your code. So I'm telling you guys what this div will do. It will display an error. Okay, for instance, if you want to sign in into Cubase, and you just enter wrong credentials, for example this, and you click on login, there is a div above here, but you don't see it. But then whenever there's an error, it shows up. So that's what we just added. Okay, so this is the HTML form that we will use to get the user input. So the user will enter his email, maybe then maybe he'll enter his password. Then you click on sign in. So after he clicks on sign in, something should happen, and that is where JavaScript comes in. Okay, so now we need something called jQuery. All right, it's called jQuery. So this one helps us simplify JavaScript codes. It helps us write JavaScript codes can be written in pure JavaScript, but then jQuery library is a collection of JavaScript codes which helps us write fewer codes to perform the same or better functions. So I have a copy of jQuery, you can also download online, or you can go to schoolbase.co/js/jQuery.min.js. Okay, so copy all these things, Control A or Command A, copy all of them, come back to your brackets. All right, always remember to save. Then Control N or Command N to create a new page and paste everything here. Then save, Control S. Save it as jQuery.min.js. Save it as this. Alright. And find your directory, your AMPPS folder. It could be C/program files. You already know that. Then you find your www. Then you find your domain and you find your JS. So here, I created a folder already called JS. So you go to your domain and let me delete this. You go to your domain and you create a new folder here. Okay, and you name the folder JS for JavaScript. So this folder is where you're going to paste all our JavaScript codes in. All right, so you find the folder JS and you paste it in, you save it in. Okay, so perfect. Now we are okay, so you can close this file successfully. And how do we include the JavaScript in this HTML? Okay, so we need another tag called the script tag. One thing you should know is that the script tag should always be the last tags before the last end of the body. So you open the tags called script. Okay, and what is the type of the script? Text/JavaScript. All right. Then what is the source of the script? The source is js/jQuery.min.js. How do we know this? Because the source is where can it be found from your home page. So when you come to the home page, this is where the home page is. Where can it be found? It can be found in a folder called JS, and this is the name of the file where it can be found from. And the type of the file is text.javascript. All right. So in the next video, we're going to create our custom JavaScript file, which will get the inputs from the form. Okay, and with the help of the jQuery, we write only a few lines, and it will send the inputs from the form to a PHP file. Okay, so we're going to create a PHP file, and we'll learn how to connect the PHP file to MySQL to work with it for the PHP file to return something back to the JavaScript file. All right, and we'll manipulate the HTML with the JavaScript by showing the errors or showing whether it was successful. All right.